Hi, this is a practice that I developed for Pam to help her with her balance. And what we're going to do is start with a ball. I'm using a green, softer Franklin ball, but you could use a yoga tune-up ball, a tennis ball, a plus size ball, an original yoga tune-up, whatever you've got. But we're going to have the ball underneath the ball of the foot. The heel is on the floor, so it looks like this. And we're just going to pause here for a moment. And then we keep the heel on the floor and we let the foot go from side to side. So the big toe comes to the floor and then the baby toe. Big toe, baby toe, big toe, baby toe, big toe, baby toe. And then roll the ball so it's in the arch of the foot. This is usually a little bit more tender of a spot. And we try to grip the ball with the toes. So we kind of round the foot. And then we pick the toes up and spread them apart. And then we grip. And then we spread them apart. Grip. And apart. Grip. And apart. Good. Let's try the other foot. So put the ball under the ball. Heel is on the floor. If you are wobbly, put your hand on the wall or bookshelf or whatever. So the heel stays down and we let the baby toe and then the big toe, baby toe, big toe, baby toe, big toe. And this is mostly about ankle and foot flexibility. Yeah. And then we bring the ball into the ball of the foot, give it a little compression, which just means to push on it or give your weight to it. And then we wrap the toes around the ball, and then we pick the toes up and spread them apart. Wrap, pick up, wrap, pick up, wrap, pick up, wrap, and pick up. Good. So scooch that safely out of the way. And then find your half foam roller. And I'm going to stand sideways just so you can see. I'm going to have my right foot on the foam roller, and you want to be, you want to place your foot closer to the left edge, so that you don't have to step over the foam roller necessarily. So we'll have the right foot on the foam roller and the heel is on the floor. And you could have the weight a little bit more on the left foot, or you could work up to having the feet even with each other. If, as you get more flexible, you can step that foot past the foam roller, in front of the foam roller, and anywhere past it, and anywhere along that range. And that changes the way that feels. So stand here and breathe. If you don't have a foam roller, roll something up. Anything else will work, but a foam roller is pretty handy. The white ones are softer, so they have a little more give. Good. Let's switch feet. So you're on the left foot, the ball is on, the heel is on the floor. Maybe start with the other foot back behind. If you're more flexible, make it even. And then as you practice it, bring your foot more forward. Remember, you want your trunk to be upright. If you're finding that your body is leaning over when you do this, it's because your leg is so tight. Good. So breathe. and replace. And then I'm going to give two different options here. You could come back to having your right foot on the foam roller and step the left foot forward and back. If that is too hard, then just stand and step your left foot forward and back. And again, use the wall, and you're not trying to, you know, walk on a balance beam or anything. We just want to play with, practice that movement. And then let's try the other side. So either have the left foot on the foam roller and we step forward and back, forward and back, or we stay on the floor and we step forward and back. And replace. Good. Scooch that out of the way so you won't trip over it. And then this will seem like not very much of anything. We're just going to walk around kind of one direction, sideways, backwards. If you are wobbly, just do it with a friend, or touch the furniture when you need to, or the wall, or just go forward and back. And then play faux tennis, right? I mean, I don't really play tennis, so I might not do it really like, you know, a real tennis player would. You could play any number of faux sports, right? That backhand in. Play tennis with your other hand, your non-racket holding hand, and that really feels weird. Good. Okay. Find your ball again. And we're going to put the ball right down between the ankles, either between the two ankle knobs is what I was going to call them, the malleolus. Malleoli might be the plural of that. If you don't have that ball, use something else. And we come up onto the toes and then onto the heels. Toes, heels. So this is just exercise. This is foot strength, ankle strength, lower leg strength. Strong feet will help you balance. Good. Okay. I think these are kind of fun. And replace. Set that aside, find your block. And then you'll put your block between your thighs. Yeah. And we'll do a few of those. Same kind of things. Up. And then pause. Let the weight come into your heels. So you don't want to end up like this, right? Want your weight more in your heels, and you want your pelvis over your heels. Right, so it feels like to me that there is a little more weight that I could even pick my toes up in this position. Good. And then we'll do just some knee bends, which really also is an ankle bend. Okay, so if you look at me as I bend my knees, my ankles are also bending. If your knees don't like to bend a lot, just bend a little. Good. And when you're ready, stop bending and just stand for a moment. Feel how it feels. So one of the reasons we use the block is it helps turn on the inner leg muscles, which is a good thing. Good. And replace. Set that aside. And then have your feet a little wider than pelvis distance apart, and we'll just go from side to side. And I don't want you to think of this as anything, there's no technique here. We're just going from side to side, let the weight shift to one foot, let the weight shift to the other foot. And feel how that feels in your feet and your hips. Does one side go a little easier than the other? And then come back to center. Turn your right foot out, or turn one foot out, and then we're going to go from side to side. And as the weight comes onto the right foot, the foot that's turned out, doesn't have to be turned out a lot. You might come up onto the toes of the other foot, the left foot. And I'm still facing, you can see I'm still facing the camera. My trunk is facing the camera. I haven't really turned my body to the side. Good. Come back to center. Turn your other foot, your left foot out, and we just go from side to side. And you might find that going to one direction feels a little more coordinated or easier than going to the other direction. So the weight is now coming onto the left foot, and I'm kind of on the toes of the right foot. So this could be the most basic, the very beginnings of half moon pose. And then come back to center. And now we're not going to think about our legs so much for a minute. We're going to think about our arms, and we're going to take the right arm and we open it up. I see that I'm out of my camera, but I'm going to do this on my knees just so you can see my arm. We're going to open it up and then open the other one up. And so you come up to the front and back, front and back, front and back. And this feels to me kind of like a dramatic, like, come right this way. Direct your gaze to the top of the bookshelf. Okay. Good. And replace. And then we'll add the arms to our beginning of Tada. So feet are a little wider than pelvis distance apart. Turn your right foot to your right. And we'll do that arm movement so the arm comes up. I'm going to tilt my camera just a smidge so you can see my whole hand. So it's like this. And it might be that I'm saying, just look up here at the houseplants, right? Let's try the other side. So I can feel in my body that I would be a natural right hand leader, pointer, than a left hand. Now, after a few tries with the left hand, my left hand is getting better at directing your attention right this way. Good. Okay. And then the next step with this, come back to the right side, turn the right foot to the right, and really open up with both hands. And so this starts to really feel like ta-da. All the weight is on the right foot. Arms are really wide, big, taking up as much space. I'm on my toes of my left foot. Good. Let's go the other way. So there we go. So you're on your left foot and you're really opening your arms. You're on the toes of the right foot. Good. Okay. And then if you wanted to make this even bigger, you could get that back foot up off the floor and it would look something like this. Let's try that again. So this. And like this. Let's try it. Nice. Okay. And then just stand for a moment. And this is just a weird practice we were playing with to move our head in space. You want to hip hinge your back. You can bend your knees. You just want to play with going from upright to lower, upright to lower, upright to lower, upright to lower. You go in, forward. Just want to make sure that we're not spending all of our day all in one same upright plane. Good. Okay, so from here, the next step is to make our way down onto the floor. We're going to crawl around. I mean, how often do you get to crawl on the floor? Crawl for a little bit. When you get to your desk, stand up, walk for a minute, come back down, crawl, turn around, crawl the other direction. When you get to your chair, stand up, come back down, come back to table, and we'll do some of these forward and back moves. I like to do it with my toes turned under. This is a MovNat move. I think of it as pre-crawling. Let the weight come into your hands, help build some hand strength, some core strength. Come back to table. Do a few rhomboid push-ups. Keep your arms straight, keep your trunk straight. Good. And then the last one, we're going to make our way down onto our back. Find your ball again. Maybe or maybe not have a pillow. Little lift for your head. You want a neutral trunk. You want the ball under the chin. You may want a little something under your head. We want to just ever so slightly pick your head up off the floor. And we're just We'll just do about 10 of these. And what we want to do is turn on the muscles on the front of your neck. And release. Set your ball aside. Just rest for a moment. Feel how it feels. And release. Thank you.